Shackleford, top of the key, launches a three-pointer, and that's perfect.
Look out below! Man, can he dunk!
All Crimson Tide right now. Beware of Alabama in the SEC.
Welcome into this week's episode of The Nate Oats Show. I'm Roger Hoover alongside the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Nate Oats. And Coach, we knew this would be a really big week for your basketball team. 2 tough road games, first going on the road to Ole Miss and then Mississippi State. First of all, against Ole Miss, what were you looking to see out of the Crimson Tide?
Yeah, we wanted to see a lot of energy, play hard. I thought we got it. Thought the first half was as good a basketball as we played all year. Offensively, the whole game was as good as probably we played all year. The defense probably took a step back. It's hard to keep the intensity up when you've got that big of a lead, but I was really pleased with our effort in there. I mean, I thought that's some of the best basketball we played since Herb's come back with, with this hand in a cast. Just we've been adjusting to all the different injuries all year, and thought we kind of really hit our peak with Herb playing with only the one hand.
Well, the Crimson Tide looking to bounce back against the Ole Miss Rebels, and a lot of offense, three-point shooting once again big for your basketball team.
Yeah, when our offense is flowing, we're making threes, ball's moving. I think we ended up shooting mid-40s%, right, 43% if I remember right. So, a lot of guys making shots. Kyra's moving the ball pretty well, finding guys, and guys had a lot of confidence making shots. Once we get going, we got, Shackleford and Petty and Kyra, Reese,
Javion Davis.
Yeah, Javion even got his first one in there. It's nice. He's been in the gym a lot. He's a gym rat, so I was really happy for him on that one.
That's the Westbrook right there.
First three in his home state of Mississippi. It's great for him.
In front of a lot of friends and family. Good moment for Javion Davis. And then Kyra Lewis Jr., another solid performance. 17 points, 11 assists. Did not turn the basketball over.
Yeah, I'd like to know what the school record is for most assists without a turnover, because that's got to be up there. I mean, it's a lot of assists without a turnover. So he was really on top of his game. And when he's playing aggressive like he was that day, that's when our offense is the best. So he's been picking it up here lately the last few weeks. Really happy with his play.
7 of 12 shooting for Kyra, 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. And speaking of beyond the arc, 4 3-pointers made by John Petty in a great performance against Ole Miss.
It should have been 5. His foot was like 3 inches over the line on that first one there. So, no, he's been playing great too. And even with the way he started the Mississippi State game, he's been playing some of his best basketball. So, really happy with how he responded after the A&M game. He ended up leading us in scoring and probably our best offensive game of the year. So his importance on both ends of the floor, especially the offensive end, was shown there. And then G was good too. Yeah, you see some of G's dunks. He shot the ball really well for us, and really happy with the way he plays. 4-4 from the field.
Beetle Bolden, big performance as well. Really off the bench, 31 bench points for the Crimson Tide in a winning effort against the Ole Miss Rebels, and what was really a charged atmosphere in Oxford.
Yeah, it was great. They got a nice arena down there. I really liked it. It was kind of compact and right on top. It was loud and wasn't very loud for them for too long. We had a big road win there. I was really happy with the way we played on the road down there in Oxford.
Really happy with the road approach the Crimson Tide had, I'm sure, and now you knew it'd be a quick turnaround for Mississippi State. What was practice like kind of leading up to the Starkville trip?
Yeah, I mean, Saturday game, get back late. Sunday, Monday, we didn't really go that hard, to be honest with you. We needed to make sure our legs were under us. So I thought we did a pretty good job. I thought we came out playing fairly well. I thought we were hitting shots early. Defense was decent. Petty went down and kind of tweak things. I thought our guys still fought, though, even after John went down. But John was playing great. I think he had 8 points in 9 minutes. So, tough. The injury's been tough this year. We just got to figure out a way to keep fighting, fight through them, and play with who we've got available and do the best job we can. And that was a tough loss at Mississippi State. I really thought we had a chance to win it, even without Petty. Though there was a few little things we could have done better. But, for the, splitting that road trip in the state of Mississippi, not the worst thing for us, especially with Petty's injury.
So looking back to Saturday, here's an inside look at Alabama's win over the Ole Miss Rebels.
So we got to play hard, and we got to play smart together, and everything else falls on top of that.
So the Crimson Tide get a road win at Ole Miss last Saturday, and then a pretty quick turnaround in basketball terms, getting ready for Mississippi State on Tuesday. What was the approach going into the Mississippi State game?
Yeah, you know what? We came back, got back late Saturday night, met Sunday. Didn't really go that hard day after a game. You know, Monday we tried to get everything we could in. Had to leave Monday to drive over there. You know, I actually thought we came out and played really well at the beginning, and I thought our guys gave really good effort. I don't think we lost for lack of effort that game. We couldn't finish at the rim. They got some elite shot blocking with Adu and Perry, and they finished well at the rim. But, you know, and obviously with Petty going down, it really hurt our offense. So, but, you know, you look at Shaq and Kyra and Beetle, like our backcourt played really well. That was one of Beetle's best games, and I think he's playing really well like you'd expect a senior to play late in his last year of college basketball. So really happy for Beetle. Hopefully we can get some wins here. String together. Shaq was 1 rebound shy of a double-double, which is great for him. He's really rebounding, trying to do some of that blue-collar work we've been on him to do. And I think Kyra's level of play has just been elite through the roof here for the last couple of weeks. Yeah,
it was a game where you needed Kyra Lewis Jr. to score for the Crimson Tide, and he certainly delivered in Starkville.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of operating on all cylinders. He had the floater going. He's hitting threes. He's getting to the rim. He's finding people. You know, he had assists. If we'd have shot it a tad better, he would have had more assists. But, yeah, I mean, he's been playing great. He's been in the gym a lot. I mean, he's in the gym again this morning. I mean, he's just a kid that's really motivated to do well. He's in the gym working on his game, and it shows. You can tell how skilled he is by how he plays on the floor, and so we're really happy with the way he's been playing here lately.
29 points against the Bulldogs, also had 7 rebounds for the Crimson Tide. And then for Alabama, Jaden Shackleford, another big performance, like you mentioned, just a rebound shy of a double-double.
Yeah, I thought he played really hard, you know, and when he plays hard, we're a lot better. You know, he's obviously his offense is really, really good, so we need him, you know, need him on the floor, and the more he's making those hustle plays and grabbing rebounds, loose balls. I mean, he crashed the offensive boards pretty hard. He made some big shots for us, but he's been playing well here lately too. Just offensively, he's got a lot of confidence, which we expect. And, you know, great play by Beetle. Beetle's blue-collar effort was unbelievable, and Shaq gets the and one off Beetle's floor dive, one of my favorite plays of the game. So, you know, our backcourt's been playing well. We got to continue to play well with both sides of the ball, and yeah, I mean, Beetle came out on fire. I mean, kind of got downhill, but he hit some big threes for us out of the gate, kind of get us going there in the first half. I mean, he can really shoot it. We got to, you know, you wonder with Beetle sometimes with missing as much as he did there, and with what he's got going health-wise, if his legs kind of leave him in the second half. He's been doing a lot of his damage in the first half, and which we need. I mean, shoot, a couple of these games, if he wasn't playing as well as he was in the first half, we wouldn't even be in the game. So you saw he hit those big shots in the first half. We can get him in shape enough to give us a really good second half. You know, I think we're going to need him with, you know, with John Petty with his elbow being hurt right now.
So Mississippi State gets the 7-point win at home in Starkville for the Bulldogs on Tuesday, and you mentioned that John Petty had to go out with injury as we're kind of a few days away from the Mississippi State game a little bit later in the week. How's he feeling, and what's it looking like for John?
Yeah, you know, I don't know how long he's going to be out. It's something similar to what Herb had earlier with his elbow in that Penn game. The difference is Petty needs his elbow. He's a shooter. You know, Herb's more defender, rebounder, and Petty was great on defense and rebounding, but Herb found different ways where Petty's big part of his game is shooting the ball, and it's his right elbow. So we're going to aggressive rehab, get him back as quick as we can, but, you know, he may not be able to go here. You know, I'm going to get a better read from Clark here as we get closer to this next game, but hopefully we can get him back as soon as we need, because he's playing really good basketball there when he went out.
When we come back to the Nate Oats Show, we'll have some rapid-fire questions, really have some fun with Coach Oats coming up next as you watch from Tuscaloosa. All right, time to have some fun with some rapid-fire questions. Coach, you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. I can't wait to hear these. Aaron seems to find some stuff from the old.
So if the coaches played the managers pickup game, who would win?
Shoot, that's not even close. We were beating the GAs, let alone the managers. The coaches would kill the managers. We were beating the GAs, so we're pretty good.
Now, do you have a good three-point shot? That's your offense on the floor, but are you a good three-point shooter?
I get hot occasionally. I think I had 5 in my last college game, so that was a decent amount.
How about the team retreat?
My favorite memory? Shoot. slosh around in the mud pit. I don't know. The whole thing was pretty good. I honestly, like, favorite serious part was when we all kind of shared stuff that really has formed us. So I thought kind of everybody opened up and let everybody see kind of who made them, what they were.
Funniest coach on the Alabama staff?
Shoot, Hodgson's the one always messing around with people all the time. It's probably Brian. I mean, they all got their funny moments, so I'd probably have to go with Hodgson.
Best player you've ever coached against?
Oh, shoot. Go back to my high school days, or well, shoot. I mean, Arizona. We played coach against DeAndre Ayton. I don't know. Back in high school, Draymond Green was pretty good. But back in high school, there's a kid Keith Appling that he scored. There were some pretty good players back in Detroit we coached against, but Draymond Green would have been up there. Toughest player I've ever coached. Toss up between Dante Carruthers and Devontae Jordan. I felt like they were the two best defensive guards in the country last year when we had them at Buffalo, really the last 2 years. Herb Jones is there with those two, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Herb's tough as they come. My favorite food? Shoot, good steak, maybe some shrimp. You know what I love, though, that's a little underrated? Some French toast, like breakfast. My mom would always ask, let us pick what we want for our breakfast food or for our birthday meal. I'd pick French toast some years.
Can't go wrong with French toast. All right, tradition or boneless wings? I mean, you did spend a lot of time in Buffalo.
Like, if you've lived in Buffalo and you say boneless, like, you get kicked out of this city. So you got to go with traditional.
Got to sticking along those lines, ranch or blue cheese?
Oh, blue cheese is not even close. They don't even serve ranch up in Buffalo. It's all blue cheese.
All right, if all the SEC coaches played in a one-on-one tournament, who would win?
I mean, that's an easy one. Jerry Stackhouse is coaching in the SEC. Like, if we throw Stack out, maybe we got a fair tournament. I think I could beat a lot of the other ones, but no, Stackhouse is winning that thing.
A lot of fun with the rapid-fire questions that we had for Coach Oats. And speaking of fun, the Alabama bench always has a lot of fun during the games. We're going to learn a little more about guys like Brenton Johnson, Adam Cottrell, Raymond Hawkins, Tyler Barnes, all of that coming up when we return to the Nate Oats Show. Coach, you're always watching the floor, so do you even see these guys having fun behind you on the bench?
I see them on video when I go back and watch the game sometimes. No, I don't think I've ever seen them live, but they have a lot of fun. It's a good group. Tyler Barnes is great. Brenton Johnson's great. Raymond Hawkins, a really fun kid to be around. And then, you saw Herb got thrown in there when he had his elbow in the deal, and Rojas and Quinterly, and, you got some really active guys over there. It's great. I mean, you want your bench to be into it. I think Tyler and BJ have done a really good job knowing the opponent's scouting reports and really being into that, as well as all the fun stuff. So bench is big. People don't realize how big the bench is.
Well, on social media, they always love watching those reactions from the Alabama bench. Time for our social media segment, talking about the Nate Oats effect.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. We're just trying to score the ball enough to win some games. Our defense isn't good enough to hold teams to score in the 60s and win. So let's try to score 100 every time out.
Nice graphic, John Petty, after the win against Ole Miss. First win at Ole Miss since 2009.
Yeah, I think the biggest road win or most points scored in an SEC road win in the history of the school. So Petty had us in 21. It was great. It was a big win down there at Ole Miss.
Cecil Hurd talking about Herbert Jones.
Yeah, Kermit actually told me before the game. I mean, yeah, he's a hero to all of us. Like, out there playing with a cast, and just pretty much all the coaches know Herb's about winning. Like, if you can step out there without really expecting to score any points and just do what you can to help the team win, coaches respect that stuff. And I think all the coaches around the league respect it. Hopefully, he wins some type of award, defensive player of the year or something.
Your suit game was pretty strong in Oxford.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring the days of Wimp back.
Go with the plaid.
Yeah, but we weren't in the Plaid Palace, though. That was on the road. But
Landon Hughes wants it. He wants to copy you in the stands.
I mean, am I allowed to give a plug to a guy that's not I can tell him where I got it. Probably can't do it on air. He's not.
You can do it on Twitter.
It's not an official sponsor, so I can't be plugging him. I got in trouble for doing that once already.
I understand. Well, coming up for the Crimson Tide, some home games here at Coleman Coliseum. We'll talk about what's next against South Carolina and Vanderbilt when we return to the Nate Oats Show. There is Bryant-Denny Stadium, currently under construction here in Tuscaloosa. Coach, probably a lot of people don't realize we actually shoot this television show inside Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Yeah, can we hear all the pounding going on, the jackhammer and everything? Can they hear that on the show or not? And that must be an old pitch, because isn't that all tore up right now, that pitch right there?
Can't really get through the Walk of Champions right now the way it is, but a lot of exciting renovations on the way here in Tuscaloosa. And speaking of exciting, in Tuscaloosa, 2 home games coming up, first on Saturday against South Carolina.
Yeah, huge. I mean, we've put ourselves in a spot. We're on a bubble. We got a shot. We really got to win these 2 home games. I think South Carolina's been playing well. They had a road win against Georgia. You know, we've got to come in ready to play. They're a tough team, deep team. You know, with whoever's available to play, I told our guys we got to figure out a way to get this win. So we're going to have to rebound the ball, guard, you know, be great on offense, but we're going to be great on defense too. And Frank Martin teams are always hard-playing, tough, hard-nosed teams, so we're going to have to bring our hard hat that night.
And then on Tuesday, it's the second time that Vanderbilt will play the Crimson Tide. And, of course, Vanderbilt only 1 win in the SEC, but it's been against one of the best teams in the SEC this year, LSU, so you got to be ready to go. Yeah, I mean,
that game right there is evidence of the fact anybody can beat anybody on a given night. But Vanderbilt's been playing a lot of teams tough. And I think Coach Stackhouse doing a really good job with the talent level he's got. They had, you know, injuries, their best players out for the year, so we feel like we've been struck by the injury bug a lot. They really have too. So that'll be a tough game. I mean, they're playing everybody tough. So we're going to have to bring it both nights, and hopefully we can get 2 wins here on our 2-game homestand.
Well, Coach, we're looking forward to some basketball at Coleman Coliseum. Thanks for joining us. Roll Tide.
Thanks, Roger. Roll Tide.
That's Nate Oats. I'm Roger Hoover. Thanks again for watching The Nate Oats Show.
This has been a presentation from Learfield IMG College.